Good morning. So today, as the motorcycle just started outside, I wanted to share some travel tips with you. And I have taken out some of the items. I am currently on a trip in Greece. I am in Hania, Crete. And I realized that so many of the things that, not so many, but a fair amount of things that I bring are not typical for what people have. And they have really helped me in my travels. So I wanted to share some of those for you. They may be useful, maybe not. For people that are taking a cruise or a week trip somewhere, you may not need a lot of these things, but for someone who travels, I started traveling when I was 50. I'm now 72. And I have been in 11 countries. And typically, this trip I will be gone for 5 weeks. I have been gone as long as 6 months. And it depends on where you're staying, the accommodations, if you do Airbnbs, if you have a hotel that has a little kitchenette. So if some of the things I'm showing you could be helpful, then great. So I'm going to start out with talking about, and I'm going to do this as quickly as I can, probably in a couple of videos, because I know people don't really like long videos. First thing I do, one of them is I always carry a lock with me. So this one, you can see it comes in a package of 2. It also has the key that goes with it. This blue painter's tape is one of my best friends when I travel. And so at the time when I lock up, let's say my backpack that has I have a rolling backpack and then a suitcase. And my little backpack, I put in, computer, anything that is worth something a little bit more goes into that bag and goes with me all the time. And I don't lock it when I travel in the airport or airplanes, but when I'm leaving it in the room, wherever I stay, I lock the bag. And I just feel more secure with it. So there's a couple of those, and you can, it's real simple. A lot of the stuff that I'm gonna show you can be bought at any kind of a dollar store that you have, either in your own country or in the US. And I'm just using that name, but you know what I'm referring to, because there's different stores. So that's really, really helpful. And like I say, I'm gone for a whole day. I feel really good about locking things up when I leave. And I'm gonna mention my blue painter's tape because, it's not something that people typically travel with. This is a roll of blue painter's tape. And the great thing about blue tape is that you can put it anywhere, on a wall, on a door, on anywhere. It comes right off and it doesn't do any damage. And real fast, I'll tell you that I was in Mexico when the pandemic hit, and I ended up staying for a long period of time. And the apartment that I had was brand new, and there was no screen on the door at that time. But there was a lot of sun that hit this particular door, and I guess over periods of time, the wood had cracked. And all of a sudden, we had a storm, and rain was pouring in and all over my floor. And it had come in through these fine cracks that were there. Well, it was the beginning of the pandemic, and I really didn't want to have people coming and taking the door down and putting a new door up or fixing it. So I thought, okay, what am I going to do? And I had my painter's tape with me. And I simply pulled off strips, ran it down the seams that had opened up these little cracks, and it was good to go until way later. I was gone, and I know they replaced the door. So that was one. The other was if you go someplace and let's say they have screens, but they've also had cats or other kinds of critters that have made little holes in it, and you're in a place where there's mosquitoes. Aha, you just take a piece of that tape, and everywhere you see the hole, you can put it on there and avoid the mosquitoes coming in. So you never know when you're gonna use your painter's tape. I don't take the big roll of it. I wait till it's down, and I carry a smaller one with me. And you might even, I don't know, but you might be able to even purchase a smaller one. This is great to have. The other thing I have is this, I happened to use it this trip, and last minute I decided to throw it in. And this is to fix your eyeglasses or your sunglasses if one of the screws comes out and you still have got the screw. So what happened is I wear regular glasses, but I also have a pair of reading glasses that I wear for the computer. And sure enough, not only did the screw come out, which I was able to catch and put it back in, but then I noticed the plastic had broken around it. So I'm like, oh wow, what am I gonna do? Blue tape. So I blue taped that arm onto it on the one side of these reading glasses, and I can still get away with using them for the rest of the trip. So those are a few for now, and that I'm going to call this video number 1 for Marika's travel tips, and I'll be back with a few more shortly. Bye.